Good evening, everyone. This is Angie Stewart from Miami Inner Light here in Kardec Radio. So, very welcome to all of you. If you are new to this study, welcome. If you are one of the few that have been with us for a few years, welcome too. Excitement is coming. We are already more than half of the book. So super happy to have been studying this wonderful book with you guys. So Among Brothers of Other Lands, it's a very thin book, but the messages are very deep, profound. If you don't know this book, they are very short passages, 1-2 pages each. So it's very easy to read and to understand the deep content of the messages. Of course, we always tell you, whenever you are studying in a group, it's much better, it's much more powerful, and you are able to exchange questions, you can make comments here with us. It's always a pleasure to be able to be with you and helping you. I'm just trying to see if it's anyone getting here in the chat room. I don't know why I cannot see the chat room yet, but I hope our sound is working. I hope you can see. So we usually have technical difficulties. I hope it's everything. It's fine. So if you are new, please, I would love that you could have some kind of water, a bottle of water or a glass of water, especially now that we are going through difficult time of pandemic. So in Spiritism, we know that the spirits, they can bless the water, and this water will be our medication. So if you don't know, Kardec Radio is also a program that you can have an app on your phone. You can go to a website, so you can listen to many different book studies, and it's always a blessing. Wherever you are, if you are driving, you can always study to a different book. I have this book, but there are so many different speakers reading books and studying books with you. So right now that we are almost all stuck in our homes, it's wonderful that the internet is helping us so much with this beautiful tool to help us to continue our process of enlightenment, and also to strengthen our faith in difficult times. Because, you know, you watch TV, lots of negative things, lots of many times are lies, and it's difficult. So whenever we are like focused on whatever is positive and uplifting, makes you have this boost of energy. So it's much better. So, oh, I just see Carla saying it's working. Very good. So the sound is working. That's awesome. So I want to invite all of you to have 1 minute prayer so we can connect with the guardian angels, with the enlightened spirits, and we can start our study. Dear God, Jesus, our Master, please help us, guide us, connect us to this study. Help us to be connected with the enlightened spirits that will be guiding our thoughts, helping us to be more concentrated, helping us to understand what is going to be said, helping us even to make questions that will enlighten not just ourselves, but the others too. And please stay with us now and always. Thank you so much. So be it. Very good, my friends. So let's go. Today is chapter 29, and the title is Obsessive Processes. So I always like to talk a little bit about the author, but this author is called Kevin Van Dyne, and I couldn't find a lot of things about him. I found many of his books books, and usually connected with the medium Valdo Vieira. Not many things connected to Chico Xavier, but we know this book was created by both mediums, Chico and Valdo. So I really don't know who was Calvin, but his messages are very beautiful. And this one is very deep, profound. He uses some words that are not very common. So I will translate, I will give like a synonym so we all can understand a little bit deeper. As I usually do, if you want, you can write questions, and when I finish reading, I can read, and we can start interpreting it together. Or you can make comments, whatever you want, whatever you feel comfortable with. Hello, Saul. Nice to see you. So let's go. Often we auscultate the obsessive processes when they are frankly installed. However, we know that the disaggregation of a mental balance takes time. When they clearly belong to the spirit. Life's wisdom does not build the nervous system to collapse for small deeds. In that way, we find those in the previous phase of the segregation in the dungeon of the soul. They suffered or deceived themselves in some item of the human experience and instinctively surrender the control key of themselves to other intelligences that observe themselves in the shadows. From resentment, they pass to chronic grievance. From excitement, they transfer to systematic wrath. From there, they continue until they acquire a highlighted position in the pathology of the mind. When you identify yourself in the borderline position, empower yourself to the need of release yourself. Remember of the vessel that can perfectly save itself by sending an SOS and begin to overthrow the mental gel that threatens your integrity by reuniting strength in prayer. Do not wait the wreck. Then repair your organic strengths through the help of medications at the level of the physiological needs, mimicking the care of the mechanic who restores the powerhouse of the ship and continues in the right direction. This right direction in the theme of obsession is the continuity of the terrestrial journey without the anchorage that wouldn't be the one programmed to duties in the ports of call, the service provided to others. There should be no stop in the reefs of disturbance or search the bulge of the waves of darkness. Move forward. Forget yourself in favors of others, travelers. If you face such a subtle borderline problem between balance and imbalance, observe that in the majority of circumstances, you bring your mind close to the help of others. They are thoughts of discouragement, tiredness, sadness, or temptation that loomed. They were small gaps of the shadow in the citadel of the spirit, which served as targeting to cruel picklocks by old adversaries of the pathways walked in other existences. Do not allow that they tear down the defensive doors. React But conserve the certainty that the only constructive reaction is your own renunciation to the whims and prejudices of personal circle, together with undisguised and disinterested service to others. Thousands or perhaps millions of companions in the world are today at the edge of obsession, as careless wayfarers of the back of the abyss. There is help and liberation to all, provided that each one is willing to renew oneself to goodness, thus renovating the spiritual agents that take possession of one's life. New York, July 28, 1965. Powerful message. And as we are spiritists, or we are at least people interested in spiritism, we know very well how important it is, the obsession, how dangerous it is, because it doesn't start like boom, something extremely strong. No, it starts very subtle. Little by little, we start giving in to negative thoughts, to ideas that we don't even know where they are coming from, and we start agreeing with these ideas, and then we start getting like more depressed, we start getting down, we start changing little by little, and we do not recognize it. So this is the danger of obsession. But as he explains very well here, let's go, how do I say in English? Desiccating, like when the doctor is studying a body, a dead body, he starts little by little opening up every piece to understand how that body died. So that's what we have to do with this text, little by little, because there's lots of important information and very concise and sometimes a little bit difficult to understand. But I want to say just hello. I already spoke to Carla. Hey, Saul. Hey, Teresa. Nice to have you here. So Teresa said, excuse me if you excuse me if I said already, but can you remind who Kelly Van Dyne is? Oh yes, Teresa, I mentioned this in the beginning of the study today. This is the second message that we study from Kevin Van Dyne. He is not a well-known spirit per se, like we don't know much about his life, who he was when incarnated, but we know he brought lots of beautiful texts and books through the mediumship, usually the mediumship of Aldo Vieira. He has few books through him, but I really couldn't get much of information about him. I will search a little bit more, and maybe some of my friends know about him, and then I will post here for us to understand better. So let's go from the beginning. The first, let me see the time, 9:15. I think we can have time to both well. So often we auscultate the obsessive processes when they are frankly installed. Auscultate is when like the doctor goes and he puts the machines on your body and he listens to your heart, your pulse, and that's how he's saying here. We feel the obsession, we understand, we listen to the obsession when it's already installed. Not in the beginning, because as I said, it's very subtle. But when it's already there, when it's fully there, then we feel, oops, something is not really good with me. So let's continue. And he says, however, we know that the disaggregation of the mental balance takes time when they clearly belong to the spirit. So this obsession, this full obsession, takes time. It's not like, whoo, like this. You know, is the period of approaching, then the period of connection, then the period where the incarnated person opens up to the negative ideas the spirit start giving to him or to her. So this takes time. But we have to understand is that the spirits, they have all the time in their hands. This is the danger. We wake up, we sleep, we go to work. They are constantly there and they can be connected. We have also to understand that most of the obsessions, they are connected to our past lives, to something that we did to somebody else. So it's not that from nowhere a spirit's going to start attacking us. It could happen too in different ways, like if a spirit has a mission to destroy, I don't know, the director, the president of a spirit center, for example, then this spirit has no connection with that person per se, but to the cause. And of course, if you start attacking the members of a spirit center, they could make a lot of trouble. But usually it's connected to the person. So then we continue. Life's wisdom does not build the nervous system to collapse for small deeds. So this is beautiful. It's a beautiful sentence. Life's wisdom does not build nervous systems to collapse for small deeds. So the nervous system is a machine, very powerful, very strong, and it doesn't break for anything. It needs constant attacks, constant attacks to start like having trouble, having problems, and then it could start collapsing. But even like this, we are going to see that for any of this, there is always a way to reverse, always a way to change it. The thing is like, depend on us. Depend on us. First of all, we need to feel it. We need to recognize something is happening and it needs to change. Of course, when we have family, when we have friends around us, they start recognizing that we are different. They start saying, are you okay? You sound strange. You're very down today. You're negative. You're saying things that never said before. So these are already like red lights. But then depends on ourselves to answer. Do you think I'm wrong? Do you think I'm strange? Really? Why? Or I'm not wrong. What do you think? Who do you think you are? So the one that's answering, who do you think you are? This is already very, very close to the obsessor, because it's already created this cement wall between him, herself, and the person who is saying something. Maybe the person is being inspired to start helping you, to start opening your eyes, but you're already like very close to it. So this is very important. And then he continues. Where was I? Oh, here. In that way, we find those in the previous phase of the segregation in the dungeon of the soul. So in that way, we find those in the previous phase of the segregation in the dungeon of the soul. What is dungeon? Dungeon is very English. Dungeons were the prisons, the dark prisons, usually in the castles. So it's very dark, heavy, lots of horrible things happen there. People died there, forgotten forever. So what he's trying to say that it starts happening. It starts happening like this. The previous phase of the segregation of the dungeon. So it starts bringing you to this dungeon of the soul. That's how it starts. Subtle, but it's going down. It's going to that very dangerous area of our souls. They suffered or deceived themselves in some item of a human experience and instinctively surrendered the control of the key of themselves to other intelligences that observe them in the shadows. So it's talking here about the individuals that little by little start surrendering themselves to other individuals and other individuals that observe them in the shadows. I already mentioned here many times that Chico Xavier always said that we are surrounded by a cloud of witnesses. So whatever we do, there will be always spirits observing. Of course, if they are friendly, they will observe and they will always try to help us. But we are no angels. My name is Angela, Angel, but no angel here. Just the name. You know, we all did many, many bad things in the past. That's why people keep saying, oh, I would love to do a regression to discover what I was in my previous life. Oh, because I might have been a princess or a prince. No, honey, imagine how many princesses are in the whole planet. Very few, very few. So forget about, you were really like a worker, a simple worker, and you made lots of mistakes. In this lifetime is the lifetime that we are in our best condition. So we are in our best condition. So think about this lifetime. Do you really think you are a great person? We have, truth. We have our great moments. So whenever we are inspired, whenever we are feeling good, we are great people. We are very helpful, we're very charitable. A person that's a very difficult person calls us and we are like, yeah, don't worry, I'm gonna help you. So you are doing your best effort because you are in a wonderful day. But we all have those days that we are like, everything bad is happening. I had a bad day in my work, my neighbor is complaining, my dog beat someone, whatever. So there are those days that everything is going bad. And because we are so immediatist people, we don't take time to stop. Like, my God, so many things bad happening today. Why can't we stop for 1 minute, go to a corner, close your eyes, and please, God, help me because I don't know what's going on. It's too much for me. I need your help. Help me, please. Why don't we do that? Because many times we think, it's just a bad day. I have to go over, so it's going to end. Yeah, it's going to end, but it can end really bad. And if we had stopped for 1 minute to calm down, because we know everything is vibration, everything is energy. So when you calm down, when you meditate, when you do yoga, when you do prayers, you calm yourself, your vibration goes up and you connect with the enlightened spirits. If you don't do that, you continue going through this horrible day, you start losing your energy. You start going down, 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 and you start like, and who is down here? Down here are the negative spirits, are our brothers and sisters who still didn't learn how to do this. And they are in the spiritual realm. It's more difficult for them now because they are fully connected with this type of energies. And as I said in the beginning, we have right here the spirits from the past that we hurt because we are no angels. We just have the names. So many people call Jesus and they did horrible things. So angels did horrible things. But you also did. Don't worry about it. Don't worry, whatever name you have, we are there. So it's a blessing that nowadays we are here studying, dedicating ourselves to something positive, something enlightening, and learning how to stop it, learning how to quit these possibilities of obsession. So if guys, if I talk a lot, if you want to ask anything, if you want to say anything, please just say and I will read and I will stop. Okay, so I just said I am trying to be better than before. It's not easy sometimes, but I'm trying. I know, my dear, don't worry, don't worry. It is like this with everybody, everybody. We are all like this. I am like this. You know, I have my good days, I have my bad days, but we have to always try. We have always to try day by day with strength. It will get better. I promise you. We can't give up. No, nobody's giving up here. We are all continue here strong and we are going to be doing good. So let me just continue here. From resentment, they pass to chronic grievance. So resentment is when you're upset, you are angry about something, you're like, ooh, can't believe this happened to me, or I can't believe she did that to me, or he did that to me. So unfair. Why? This is resentment. But then it passes to chronic grievance. Chronic grievance. Grievance is when it's a tough protest. It's really upsetting. It's more now. It's like a stronger feeling now. And then he goes, from excitement, they transfer to systematic rough. So excitement is something that's, oh, it's vibrating. Excitement, it is usually something positive. Oh, you are excited. Woo! But doesn't mean it's always positive. Excitement can be this, I'm super excited about something, it's gonna happen, or I'm nervous about it. It's also connected to excitement, but then it goes to systematic rough. What is rough? Rough is anger. Is really like super strong anger. It's a case of really like, it's really something extreme. So this is really not good. And then from there they continue until they acquire a highlighted position in the pathology of the mind. So it's like the spirits start really connecting with your mind, changing your ways of thinking, altering your thoughts. So they start like a, you start like almost like a wave. Ooh, whew, and you don't distinguish that these thoughts sometimes are not yours, but they are brought to you, and you connect to it. You have to understand that no obsession happens if there is no connection. If we are always praying, if we are always doing charitable work, if we are always helping others, thinking about others, it also could happen if it's something really strong from the past, but it will never happen from one minute to the other, because it takes time for this to happen. And then let's continue. Oh my God, 9:30. Okay. When you identify yourself in the borderline position, empower yourself to the need of release yourself. So when you identify something is wrong, you have to understand, oof, I need help. I need help. Something is wrong. I don't know what's wrong. Something is weird with me. I need help. But that's the thing. We have to be able to recognize this in ourselves, even before others start telling. Because when others identify this, is because it's already there. So we have to be like aware of this. And the people who are mediums, this is even in a higher level. Because whenever you are an ostensive medium, we are all mediums. Everybody is a medium. But mediumship in the sense that you have an inspiration, you have a thought, that you start thinking about someone. but it was like your guardian angel telling to call your mom that you forgot. This is also mediumship, but this is the little level. When you are ostensive medium, that you see spirits, you hear spirits, you are more connected to spirits. This is more dangerous for you because you are more open to it. And of course, they have the possibility of not showing themselves to you. So you don't even recognize there are spirits involved, especially when you are already disturbed. So this is the point. When everything is good, we are not open to this type of things. But when we are going through some kind of disturbance, some time of a difficult times, everything is possible. So these doors open. And then he says here, remember of the vessel that can perfectly save itself by sending an SOS message. And begin to overthrow the mental gel that threatens your integrity by reunited strength in prayer. In prayer. Do not wait the wreck. So, whenever you feel this, reunite your strength, your power, and calm down. As I said before, calm down. Just do some yoga, do some meditation, do some breathing, inhale, exhale, and pray. Pray, and your help will come. But we need to stop our minds for a few seconds so we can calm down and we can stop lowering our vibration. We bring our vibration up, and then the enlightened spirits, they can come and they can help us. So we need to do our part as always. We need to do our part. If we don't do our part, oh my God, it's not easy. So he continues, then repair your organic strength through the help of medications at the level of your physiological needs, mimicking the care of the mechanic who restores the powerhouse of the ship, and continue in the right direction. So we have to pray. First thing, pray for our minds. We pray. And if our body, our physiological system is already altered, like if we are already in some kind of depression, sometimes a bad depression, then we need medication. We do need medication. We always say in Spiritism, yes, prayers help a lot. The passes, the healing, they help, they do amazing things. But our physical bodies also need medication. And that's why God gave us the doctors. The doctors, they are there to help. So don't feel guilty if you think you need to go to a doctor, because it doesn't mean that medication is going to be forever. But that medication could save your life, because for that period of time, that medication can give you the physiological boost that you need to feel better, to start clearing up all these dark shadows of your eyes and start seeing the beautiful light outside, and then connecting with prayers, receiving spiritual healing. And nowadays, especially because we can't go to a physical spiritist center, whenever we are doing the gospel at home, this is a cleansing, not just of our homes, because yes, it is for our homes, but for our physical bodies too. So whenever you are doing a prayer in the gospel, pray that your body is being healed, you're receiving this positive vibrations, that the superior spirits are sending this boost of energy that's going through your chakras, going through all your chakras, doing a cleansing on your physical body, making you feel stronger, especially now in this time of COVID-19, because we don't know if we are going to get sick. We probably will, but that's no problem. That's no problem. We are strong. We are spiritists. We believe in life after the death of the physical body. And of course, no one wants to cross to the other side before. So let's have our physical bodies strong so we don't need to worry about it. And then he goes, this right direction in the theme of obsession is the continuity of the terrestrial journey without the anchorage that wouldn't be the one programmed to do this in the ports of call, the service provided to others. So we are gonna, whenever we are able to come back to our normality, that's what he's saying. This right direction is just the continuity of the terrestrial journey. So we are going to continue with our lives. It doesn't mean that our lives are going to change, are going to be marvelous. No, we are going to continue with the same issues, but now only with our thoughts, without the interaction of other spirits that they might have resentment against us, and they want us to go down faster. They want us to suffer because maybe we suffer. We made them suffer in the past. So that's clear for us. And then he goes, hello, Vanessa. Nice to have you here. So Vanessa, you might know the background story of the spirit author Calvin Van Diem. So I will talk to you about him. Maybe you know a little bit about him. So Saul said, walking in the nature is a good too, kind of a meditation. Oh, walking in the nature is fantastic. You know, I see many times you put these beautiful pictures of the woods, the river. It is a blessing. I really enjoyed when I spent summer vacations in Poconos. It was so beautiful. Connecticut was just like, but you know, there is beauty everywhere. Here in Miami, we have the beach. So I don't have that beautiful woods, but I have the ocean, the sand. Nature is always a blessing. You know, even if we go to a roof of a building and you look up, and you look at the sky, you look at the clouds, you imagine animals, the clouds, the beautiful sun. So it's always something to connect us with something that's more elevated, to break negativity. That's what is so important to do. Woo, the time flies, the time flies. We need to finish this. So he continues. There should be not stop in the reefs of disturbance or search the bulge of waves of darkness. Move forward. Move forward. That's the most important thing of this sentence. We have to continue. Forget about all the problems. We will overcome them. Start seeing our problems as little pebbles. You know, some pebbles are a little bit bigger, so you have to go over it, but we will be able to do it. But we need to have first this positiveness within us, and then the positive spirits, our guardian angel and all the other spirits, they can help us. And then he says, forget yourself in favors of other travelers. This is charity. Many times we just think about me, my problem, my life, my house, my job. Whenever there are so many other people going through situations 1,000 times worse, and many times with a better attitude than us. So whenever we see this, we are able to get out of our little world and see the world of the others. So we are like, how bad can I be if my life is so much better than him? Look at his situation. So this is why being charitable helps so much, because we stop thinking about our problems and we see others, we help others, we extend our hands to help others. This is one of the things in the Spirit Center during fraternal counseling. We always tell people, you know, maybe it would be good for you to join a charitable cause. There are so many different ones. Even walking dogs, you know, there are places that the dogs, they live in shelters, the people cannot do much for them, they live in the little cages. So it's a blessing. Go there, spend 1 hour a week, a month, whatever you can. You will take you out of your routine, and you bring a smile to your life, and this will change your way of thinking. So he continues, your mind closed to the help of others. They are, so you connected with the thoughts of discouragement, tiredness, sadness, or temptation that loomed. So this is what I said at the beginning. Many times we close ourselves, we construct a cement wall, and then we do not accept whatever our friends tell us, our family suggest. Many times you are a spiritist, or maybe you are not, but you have some kind of faith, and a friend of yours said, oh, come with me Sunday, we are going here, we are going there. Or whenever the spirit centers open, oh my goodness, come to the spirit center with me, you will like the lecture, you will like the study. But we are like, no, I'm feeling bad, I want to be home. Poor me, I'm so sad. Change it, because that's exactly what the obsessors enjoy. So instead of you getting out to do something with a friend, no, you enjoy staying home, negative, depressed, and getting worse. So be careful with this. Be careful. Watch over. You have to pay attention to the subtle details. So because obsession starts like this, little by little. And don't think just about yourself, because sometimes it's someone that you love. So sometimes you're reading this talk today, and you're like, why is this never gonna happen to me? I don't know anyone. No, don't say that. Maybe you know someone and you never recognize it could be this. So think about it. And it's very important to cultivate positiveness. And the positiveness is right there with a charity and loving energy. So the last, not the last paragraph, but this one here, constructive reaction, because, you know, action reaction. So someone does something to you, you react. But he's explaining that we have to have a constructive reaction, a positive reaction. And he goes, constructive reaction is your own renunciation to the whims and prejudices of a personal circle, together with undisguised and disinterested services to others. Again, charity, disinterested service to others. So today I saw a beautiful video. Unfortunately, it's in Portuguese, but I will write a little bit about what happens, and I will put in our Facebook page. But it's a video of a car company in Brazil. They sell new cars, and they decided to open one of the doors, and they wrote in one side, take a donation, and the other side they said, give a donation if you can. And they bought few things and they put it there. And the person who created this said that with a few days, they were receiving so many donations that it was like overwhelming. And he was really super happy because they were able to receive more donations than what they had people taking them. So this was such a blessing. As I always say, the news love to show negative things because it sells. The majority of the population of planet Earth still very connected to something negative. Negativity sells, but positivity doesn't really bring a lot of press. So whenever you see something positive, post it, show to the others. And that connected with me, with the Loving Bags project, because as I said, I created a project myself with 10 bags. Then I called a friend. She said also she would 10 bags. And then the Spirit Center, then other Spirit Centers. And imagine the blessing. That's what we spoke last week. The power of we. You know, because one person does one thing is good. But if many people can do something good, is wonderful. And that's exactly what this video showed there, how beautiful it was. So, and then it finished. The last paragraph says, thousands or perhaps millions of companions in the world are today at the edge of obsession as careless wayfarers. So wayfarers are those people that travel by foot. They are walkers. They travel by foot. So the wayfarers on the back of the abyss. So they are traveling by foot very close to the abyss. So they can fall there easily. There is help and liberation to all, provided that each one is willing to renew oneself to goodness. Thus, renovating the spiritual agents that take possession on one's life. So as I mentioned before, we have to do our part, and then the world will help us. Our guardian angel, the spiritual benefactors, they will help us, but we have to do it. And this is really, really the message that obsession is possible, especially simple obsession. But if we be careful, if we watch over all those steps, if we connect with positive thoughts, if we do our prayer, if we are more charitable, if we do not give in negativity, if we change all this, then this obsession will come, but will go. So it depends on us to do it. So if you see a friend that is feeling more or less like this, help, extend your hand. You don't even need to talk about obsession. You know, there are people, they don't believe, they don't understand, they will be even afraid of it. Just do good, just befriend, just help him, offer to pray for him. The person don't need to have a religion. You just say, I will pray for you, and it will already connect with positiveness to this person. So my friends, we need to go to our other book, The Gospel According to Spiritism. So we are gonna read just 2 pages. So we will have time to do it. And if you are here with us, please don't leave. Stay with us. The gospel is so important. And I noticed that many times during the study, a lot of people stay with us. As soon as we switch, they turn off. The gospel is really what keeps us together. It's really this positive energy to our minds. And in this time of uncertainty, of so many negative news, we need to have it. We need to have this boost of energy to us. And the subject of us today is sinning in thought, adultery. Sinning in thought, adultery. I know that whenever we talk about adultery, we always connect it husband and wife, betrayal. But Jesus thought adultery in a much broader way. Adultery was sinning in thought to many things, even envy things of other people, not just the wife or the husband, but like the house, the dog, the fruits, whatever. I don't have it, I want it, I envy. So you are creating this negative thoughts in your mind towards somebody else's possessions or things. So you have to know that the sin is really impurity, something negative, something that's not good. So this is the first paragraph that explains that Jesus employed this sinning in many different aspects. Then we have the purity is not only displayed in one's action, it is also displayed in one's thoughts. For those who have a pure heart, do not even think about evil. So who has pure heart? Do not even think about something negative. But as I said before, we are on planet Earth, trials and expiations. So to have a pure heart, it's not easy. It's not common. If we are already reaching to a point that we are not sinning physically, it's already good. It's already good. It's a improvement. It's an improvement. That's what I said in the past. We killed somebody else. We killed a person. Then we punched a person. Then we screamed at a person. Then we evolved a little bit more and we had a negative thought about that person. And then when we evolve even more, we will feel sorry for that person. And when we evolve even more, we will love that person. So this is evolution. And we were all there. We passed through these phases. And of course, depending on whatever subject it is, we can be a little bit further or closer to a spiritual, elevated spiritual being. So it depends a lot. But this is the natural evolution that we should aim for. We should fight in a positive way to be able to reach to this point. So it's the problem of the thoughts, that who is pure of heart don't even have negative thoughts. So Jesus condemns sin even in thought, because it is a sign of impurity. So yeah, so imagine, that's what I said. You are not doing it, but you are thinking, but it's already some evolution. So we need to start combating it, not because we are in a planet of trials and expiations that we are going to be like, yeah, I can envy his house because I'm on earth and everybody does, it's normal. No, that's not what I'm saying. So we are here in Kardec Radio, we are studying, trying to better ourselves. So our obligation is, I envy something. Imagine, I realized that I love the red car of my neighbor. So immediately I have that thought, I have to stop and say, no, I shouldn't envy him. I have to be happy for him. Whatever he did, he worked hard to get that, and he deserves it. Because if we start thinking like this, we are going to just envy everyone. I don't watch much Brazilian TV. It's very difficult. But a few days ago, I turned on a TV show and had a person, a speaker, I don't know how to say, apresentador, a talk show presenter. And he was showing his house, and it was really a phenomenal house. It was just like, but I had thoughts that were hilarious. I was just thinking, oh my God, imagine cleaning this house. So for me, it was easy not to envy his house, because my immediately thought was like, cleaning this is such a nightmare. That's better not to have it. Whatever technique you have, use it, because we can admire something, but admiration and envy can be very close. So we have to be careful with it, and we have to try to cut it. So if you think you cannot cut it, so try to avoid it. Try to avoid this type of things. Try to change your thought to something else that will make you feel better. But always think, this type of feelings will always be there. If you are envying someone in some aspect, but you are here working on your progress of evolution, so you have the obligation to change your thoughts. But now think that someone else might envy you in certain things. It is possible. We are human beings. So you have always to work on your internal being to have strength to be able to connect with the enlightened beings, to avoid this type of negative energy, that it can come to you. As soon as we can give to someone, it can also come to us. So we have to be careful with this. Oh, good. We have time to, I think we have time to go to the other one. So, oh, Jerome Garcia said, hi, I'm also spiritist from Phil, Philadelphia. Hello. I learn more things from this page in every video. Yes, Jerome, I'm so happy you're here. We are always learning, always learning. This is awesome. This is progress. So number 7, this principle naturally leads to the following question. Does one suffer the consequences of an evil thought, we say in Brazil, evil eye, or an evil thought, if it is not followed by an effect? Meaning, I envy something with my thoughts, but I don't actually do anything. I don't rob a purse that I think it's beautiful. I think it's really beautiful. I can't buy it. I envy it, but I don't rob it. So that's the question. The answer is, here, there is an important distinction to be made. As the soul caught up on the strong path advances in its spiritual life, so there is a soul that's improving in a spiritual life, it enlightens itself and rids itself little by little of its imperfections. So as soon as we start improving, little by little, we start getting rid of our imperfections, of our bad thoughts, our negative thoughts. And then he continues, depending on the greater or lesser willingness it employs in virtue of its free will. So depends of the strength we are putting to get rid of these imperfections using our free will. Our free will is extremely important. So we always know that we are the ones taking the actions. We are the ones doing the things through our wishes. And as we read before in the Among Brothers of Other Lands, if we are under some kind of obsession, yes, we can even do things that we wouldn't, but we are under influence of other spirits, so we can also do something negative that we wouldn't. That's why we have to be so careful with our ways of living, with what we are connecting, what kind of spirits we are attracting to our lives, based on the things we do, with the people we are connected to the places we enjoy going. So I know that the world is going through a lot of pain because of the coronavirus. We have only 1 minute and we have to do our prayers. So it's a lot of pain because of the coronavirus, but the coronavirus made the whole planet to stay in their homes, locked down, or social distancing, whatever. And it brought a lot of good things. I know it brought a lot of bad things, but it brought a lot of good things too. As I mentioned before, you know, we had to do social distancing of people, but we have technology. We can video call our loved ones. We can talk to them. And the people that used to go to very bad places, that had very bad friendships, they had to be separated from them, even if momentarily. But even the separation momentarily, it can be cut. That could be the opportunity from the enlightened spirits to help persons that were under physical influences, physical bad influences. So we have to think about this too, how important it is. So, and then just to close, in sum, the last paragraph is very beautiful. In sum, persons who do not even conceive the thought of evil have already made progress. Those whom the thought occurs, but who reject it are in their way of making progress. And finally, those who have such a thought and take pleasure in it are still indwelt by evil in all its strength. So here we have the three distinctions: the ones that don't even think of evil, the ones who think but just think of evil, and but are fighting to not think about it, and the ones who think and enjoy thinking of evil. So this is the three different phases, and I sincerely hope, and I'm sure we are here, we are at least on the second phase. We still think sometimes, but we are controlling ourselves. And please, my guardian angel, help me. I need your help because I'm not doing very good today. And that's how we have to, and we have to continue doing it, because one day we will not think of evil anymore. And that's the beauty of the enlightenment. One day we will all reach to it. So it's 10 o'clock, and as I mentioned, we are doing the prayers for the world in this COVID-19. So I invite all of you at this moment to close your eyes, relax a little bit, and let's pray for our beautiful planet. Dear God, our Mother Mary, Jesus, our brother, all the enlightened spirits protecting our beautiful planet, protecting all the countries, all the states, all the cities, neighborhoods. We are here sending our positive vibrations, our positive thoughts to all the beautiful people of this world that are out there, especially to the ones that are donating their lives to protect and help us, the ones who work in hospitals, the firefighters, the police officers, the people that work in the supermarkets, the drugstores. Please, Master Jesus, protect all of them. Also the ones that are already sick, not just with the coronavirus, but with any of the difficult diseases. Protect them. Help them to recover. You are the doctor of the souls. You are the ones who knows what is better for each one of us. And Master Jesus, help us to continue our improvement. Guide our thoughts to positiveness. Help us to identify when something is not very good within us, so we are able to ask for help. We are able to connect somehow with friends, family, or with you in prayer, and feel better and disconnect from anything that's negative or evil. And help us to continue together here, coming back next week to continue our spiritual improvement. Thank you so much. So be it. So my friends, thank you so much for being here with me to this study. It was a pleasure always, and the subject interests me so much, and I hope you enjoyed it too. And we can be back again next week, Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Mwah! See you soon. Bye-bye. Have a great night.